Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Christmas in March. I'm combining this with my Scrap Backwards Monday page and with Premium Sketch Monday at Scrap-A-Sketch. So Scrap Backwards, Scrap-A-Sketch, and Christmas in March is what we're doing here. And you might recall that if you follow me on Scrap Backwards, that I removed all of the Christmas supplies from my Scrap Backwards kit in January. And I pulled a few back in from my Scrap-A-Sketch printables that I kind of had as part of my kit. I leave all of my Scrap-A-Sketch printables. They're stored separately, but they're always considered part of my Scrap Backwards kit, just like my Bramble Fox goodies and all of my enamel dots and gems and things like that. My entire stash of stuff that I can reach from my table is considered part of my Scrap Backwards kit, to be honest. It's just the papers and embellishments that change. So I have a kind of a pile of stuff here that I'm going to let myself choose from, and then I have a couple other little buckets to bring into play to add Calvinball points. The photo that I'm using is one from Christmas of, I believe it's 1983. And we have, I cut off heads when I took the photo, but it's still one of my favorite photos. James is holding Spike, and John is holding Iggy, who is like bigger than the combination of this cat and this dog, and this is Poopsie. Poopsie Q McElfresh was her AKC registered name. So anyway, and she was a Pekingese. She was 1 3/4 pounds when we bought her, and she at full maturity she was about maybe 6 pounds, maybe a little less, maybe 5 3/4. And she was absolutely the best little doggy. She had a rough beginning. First time she went into heat, she got a horrible infection and had to have some life-altering surgery. Anyway, enough about that. I have this sticker sheet from my Scrap Backwards kit because I wanted to pull this word strip that says love, but I may also use some of these border strips in conjunction with the strips I'm putting in the corner. What I've done, and I'm using a Scrap-A-Sketch Premium Sketch that I have used before, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. I'll leave a little bit more of the sketch elements visible. I kind of covered everything up last time, which I want to do on occasion. So I'm going to put this here. This is a 7-inch strip of paper, and I will show you the paper. It is one of the papers that was gifted to me by my friend Sharon, and it has what I've done. I went into my kit and I got everything that had kind of a mix of red and green. So there's red and green in here, along with orange and yellow and fuchsia and the like. And then there was a cut-apart sheet that came with that collection. And I have fussy cut some flowers and a butterfly from that cut-apart sheet. So I'm using that as my base, and then I will add little embellishments that kind of reinforce the Christmassy theme. That's kind of my my approach here. So let's do this. And as with other Calvinball pages, I may stop the video after I've done things that are kind of easily added from my table, and I may add some die cut. I may go to my die cutter and cut out something or other that I feel like would add to the page, and without cluttering it up. Silly me. Heaven forbid that I should clutter anything up. I've used this same paper as one of the elements behind the photo, and then this is a Paige Evans paper that it just hurt my heart to cut and use the B side of this pattern, but I have another, I think 2, maybe 3 sheets of it, so I'll have those flowers and that wreath if I want them in the future. So I'm going to put this, kind of center it between the top of that and the bottom of this, and kind of center on the page. Once I add the embellishments, like I'm going to tuck this doily under there. There will begin to be a kind of a balance showing up. I have this red, this is left over from a previous layout. It's the other half of one I used. It's red mulberry paper that came in that wonderful bounty of inherited supplies that I made a haul video about earlier in the week. Or I guess by the time you see this, it'll be last week. Oh, I did not want to do that. There's enough adhesive on my tweezers because I didn't clean them yesterday like I intended to. I have to clean them every time I do sequins. I ought to have sequin tweezers and non-sequin tweezers. That gives me an idea. I may need to place an order. Okay, that you can kind of hardly see that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I have this bit of journaling that I'm gonna ruffle the edges just to make it kind of stand out in the white on white kind of look, and I'm gonna use I like to have something to kind of set to set it apart from the white background, especially if I'm not putting it on foam. And so I'm going to kind of thread it through this little guy to get the photo strip point from Calvinball. And it's also the aqua and teal point. Do that, and I'll kind of slide this under. And it makes it up to there, and I can always add something else. Maybe this button might be cute there. I kind of like that. I'm going to put it on a little bit of foam so that it bridges the difference in elevation there. I'm trying the light on a different setting. I noticed when I watched back the last couple of videos, they look kind of dark, and I know you all are being patient with me. because I haven't been out to do anything. James is taking us on a family outing to IKEA tomorrow, and when we go there, I'm going to be looking for ideas for shading the lights, the very overhead lights, so that I don't have to use the lamp that is on the desk. I can just turn on the overhead lights, but have them not be quite so harsh. Have a something of a shade. Cheesecloth is kind of an idea that I have, but there may actually be a shade material that would work. Okay, so now I'm going to start adding fun things to this and around the photo. I have this, this is the flower bouquet that I cut from the cut apart sheets that went with this collection. So I was thinking of using it down here with something fun in front of it, like maybe I could have it like that so that it doesn't end so abruptly. And I could put my little father and son avocados there. And this is going to be kind of a reference to the fact that I'm gonna the title of this is gonna be The Pet Shop, I think. I just really like that, and then these are the Pet Shop Boys. You know, that's kind of my idea there. Let's see if there's another title in here. There's Adorbs, part of the pack. It's gonna be a great day. I'm thinking that the Pet Shop is gonna be it, and it is. This is a very thin paper. So what I think I'm going to do is put it on some white cardstock, or do I maybe have some red? That's pink. One of the big problems with the light being off, being down so low and not having my overhead light, is I can't really see what else. I can't really see anything away from this area right here. That's all that's illuminated. So I'm going to put this on here and then fussy cut around it, and I put it on some paper that's pretty thin itself, so I will need some foam behind it. And the like the other 1983 page I did that will be coming out as I'm filming this on Saturday. It'll be coming out this afternoon. In another room, we had a let's see. I'm going to put that right there, I think. We had a couple hamsters named Sam and Dave that were in the other room, and we had just found Buffy a new home. Little Spike there had kind of come into our lives after losing a great little kitten called Bobcat. James played on a little baseball team called the Bobcats. And while John and I were sitting in the stands watching him play, we heard the meow of a kitten, and we saw some kids kind of. I don't want to lose this at the top, so I am going to do it this way. So we saw some kids kind of messing with this cat. A mama cat had kittens underneath the stadium, the stands where the game was being played, and she hadn't anticipated that it would fill up with kids and that her babies would be in danger. So she started trying to move them to someplace more private. And as she did it, the kids kind of got wind of it, and they started messing with things. So, and they touched the one of the kittens. And if you know about cats, you know that once a mama cat's kitten has the scent of a human or even another cat or dog or anything on it, they, kind of won't have anything to do with it. So she left this kitten behind, and she ran off away from where the kids could find her, and hauled them into there was some construction going on. She hauled them into a culvert that they couldn't reach, and it was kind of nice and dark and cool back in there. So we knew that kitten wasn't going to survive if we left it there. So we picked him up, I guess, and took him right away to our vet that afternoon. And his eyes weren't open, and he was very I'm going to put this guy here as if he's announcing the pet shop is open or something. He's part of the pet shop sign, because there's a kind of a blank space there. And my frog is green, so, and I fussy cut him out because he was a thin paper sticker that I think is part of a sticker book that was given to me by my friend Liz a long time ago. She sent me some sticker sheets with what she felt like had a lot of Calvinball points on them, and sure enough, they did, and I'm still using bits. So I'm going to have this butterfly that I cut from one of the cut-apart sheets, and I get a point for a frog, and a point for a butterfly, and a point for a doily, and a point for a Viewmaster reel, and a point for a button, and a point for a film strip, and a point for flowers, and a point for avocado. Okay, now, and I've got a little camera here that I'm going to also put on foam. It's cut from the B-side of a Chamel paper from a million years ago. And I love these little cameras. They're the perfect size for kind of adding to a page without overwhelming it. Sometimes I like big old cameras. This is a tree from, I stamped it, and I get a stamping point. It's not the best stamping, but it is kind of a Christmas time-ish sort of tree. It's an evergreen. I'm going to kind of overlap it onto the photo and put it down here. It's kind of not real obtrusive there. Now I'm going to add a few ornaments. Like, for instance, I want this ornament hanging from here with this bow, for example. Just let's get some foam behind it. And I've cut the foam wonky so it would show if I didn't trim it. I'm going to put it here, kind of off at an angle, and then I'm going to glue this to it. And I'll add lots of things around it. This ornament I want down in the bottom cluster, and I don't know if I'm going to put a bow on it or not. I think I'm just going to glue it there, kind of with the flowers, because I want the flowers to be the major thing there, and so I'm not going to use this big pretty bow. I may tuck in a bow someplace else. I need a banner, and I'm thinking right here might be a good spot for one, and then I can use that as a platform for a small embellishment of some sort that I might need. So let me put that right there and curl up the ends. I have this circle that I think I'm going to cut it in half. Let me cut it along those lines, and I'm going to put it just kind of tucked in right there. My idea is to let the vertical stripes kind of be on their own with just very tiny embellishments, and concentrate larger embellishments on the horizontal ones. So this one's going to go right here. Again, I can use that for some other embellishments. I want to put a little bit of foam behind this heart. In a minute, I'm going to go to my pet shop collection and pull pet related items. This is definitely going to be the most unconventional Christmas page I've ever done. And I'm going to use one of use this red heart. I want to overlap a red heart on that green one. And I want one with the white border. Okay, so now let's add some paw prints, kind of generic paw prints kind of going off that way. Now let's get a cat or two. I'm gonna do a well, you know what, there's a really cute, but it's almost too big, this the three cats here. I'm gonna take this one that's black, but it has spots on it. Now Iggy, It's solid black, did not have spots. I think I've told the story before about how James had hit a baseball through our master bedroom window, and we had a glass guy come out to replace the window. I'm going to put this guy here, kind of behind the flowers. There we go. And Iggy walked into the room to see what was going on and stretched, and he fell off the ladder because he thought it was he thought we'd turned loose a wild animal. Thought we had a wild cat there. I have a little tiny goofy dog here that looks a little like, actually looks more like Reese, our current dog, than Poopsie, but there's not a Pekingese in here. So now I'm going to get another cat. Where did the cats go? I've lost the cats. Here they are. So I want kind of a vertical one to go along here, or kind of right at that juncture there. So I'm going to take this one that's playing with a yarn ball to represent Spike, because she didn't play with yarn balls, but she could go fetch anytime John wadded up some paper and threw it. She would right there catching it, retrieving it, and bringing it back to him so he could throw it again. And she'd do this when he was trying to work. He had a home office and was trying to get some work done. I have this little flare that is a hedgehog, and it's the male hedgehog. I forget what the Flare Hut put out. There was Hetty and Harry, I think. I think this is Harry. Harry, the male hedgehog. So I'm going to put Harry right there. And then let's see what I have in here. I need a button. I've got a button there. I need something gold. Well, there's gold glitter on there, so I don't need that button. I do need photo corners. I'm going to call these things photo corners, you know? I could put this kind of right there, but I'd have to lift my kitty cat. I'm not going to do that. So there's nothing in this bucket. There is this silver tag circle. So I'm going to put some twine through it and get the twine point and the silver point, and while I'm at it I can get the circle point. So I'll thread this in, and this is a very orangey red, so it works as an orange or a red, and in this case, because I'm doing Christmas, I'm going to call it red. I'm just going to tie it and tie the bow, and I'm terrible at tying bows. I especially hate doing them on camera because it's kind of a fumble fingers sort of thing and a self-consciousness sort of thing because I'm really terrible at it, and it takes me so many tries. Okay, I'm going to let this one be a very casual looking kind of bow, and I'm going to put it where? maybe right here behind the sunflowers, if I can lift the sunflowers enough. There we go. Okay, so this gets me the twine point, the silver point, the circle point, and the tag point. Okay, and I like the twine just kind of going all over. I might put a dab of glue on the knot to keep it from coming untied. And I'll go ahead and let the loops be kind of loopy like that. Well, I'm going to fix this one before that dries. There we go. Okay, it's a little more evenly designed there. Okay, now I'm going to pull this box where I have a bunch of things that might get me points. I don't need a hedgehog. I've got a hedgehog already. Don't need a button. I do need a bee. I think, let me look at some of the newer points that have been added. I'm familiar with the ones like stars and hearts and all of that stuff. They've added books and brads and black and white photo and cut apart bling. I can pull out some bling. There's a label, and I have this set of labels from a paper repack by Vicki Boutin, so I'm just going to cut it in half and put the label kind of under the photo, and that will be what I can put that love word strip on. I'll do it so that it bridges across that banner. Oh, come now. Lift that up before the glue dries. It'd be nice to get that in place. Come on. Sometimes I feel like my videos are how not to do something more so than do what I do. Let's see. We will get this before I forget it. And I'm just going to place it right there, and I will handwrite the date. Let's see where my pen disappeared to. Okay, Christmas 1983. So I get the handwriting point and the date point. Let's see. I'm using a sketch. Let's see. Let me look through here again. There's an acetate point, and I think these guys are covered in acetate, so I'm going to claim the acetate point there. There's a star point and a plaid point. And I'm going to just use one of these plaid stars for the heck of it. I may get some other stars around, but I'm going to put that guy there. It doesn't go with, quote unquote, go with anything, but it's a star, and that kind of works. I was thinking of maybe doing, we get a navy blue point, and I'm gonna see if I can make this work. If I had this on the inside of there. It doesn't match anything, but I kind of like that about it. It adds more personality, I guess, to an element that's in there and that I'm intentionally not going to embellish real heavily. So I'm cutting that off right there, and then I should have enough to go over here. And it adds kind of a Christmassy look, even though not color-wise, but just the shape kind of adds a festiveness to it. I don't know if festiveness is a word, but let's call it one. Don't want to get the twine stuck under the sticker there. Okay, and now okay, and that picks up on the bluish tones. I couldn't be happier with that. I love it. Okay, let me put this over in my tiny embellishments area. I'm gonna put a little glue here. I got a little over ambitious when I was distressing these pieces, and on the end there my scissors kind of cut through and almost cut that piece off, but you can't tell because it was right on one of those diagonal stripes. Okay, now let's see. I have another little bucket of things. I have a film strip already, so I don't need that. I have a plaid star. I have a banner, but I don't have, and I have plaid. I don't have gingham. Oh, okay. I don't have a mushroom, but looky here, a plaid mushroom. I'm going to add the plaid mushroom. Ooh, and I need a crown. And look, a plaid crown. I'm going to put the crown. I'm going to just have plaid all over the place here. I'm going to put this crown on the hedgehog. I did that before, and Alice liked it, so she said she wasn't going to take either of those off the list because that was too cute, so I have to make it worth her while not to take it off the list. So there's that, and do I want this up here or down here maybe by the cat's tail? I kind of like that. Okay, and let's see what else we've got in this little, ooh, I had an even smaller mushroom, but that's okay. I have a bird, and we do get a bird point, but I'm betting I can find a smaller, cuter, more colorful bird in my pet shop stuff. Here's a bird cage with a bird in it. Here is a beautifully colored bird that I think is going to work out great. Could be here or here. Let's put him here because then I can just kind of lay him down like so and have him like that. Okay. What else? Coffee or tea? I know somewhere I have some cups because coffee or tea is usually always on the list. Acetate, and I have an acetate butterfly that's in that a nice blue that would go with all these other blues. So I'm going to put my acetate butterfly right there. This is a 49 in market. Butterfly. So there. And I will probably go find a few other points. I'll probably go down the list, but I don't want it to look much different from how it looks right now. And I'm hoping that it looks Christmassy enough. I think with the ornaments there, what I may do is go to one of my Christmas collections and kind of and maybe see if I can find a Christmas tree. I know I have some gold and silver fabric stars that I may kind of add in here. Just maybe 3 here and 2 here. Not gonna really overly, change this design this time. So I thank you for watching. I will also be adding some Nuvo drops in a few places, but I don't want to do that until I get the dry elements on. So thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas in March, and happy Scrap Backwards Monday, and happy Premium Sketch Inspiration Monday at Scrap-A-Sketch. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I thank you for watching. Bye.